Hey guys, welcome back to Iceland.
I went off track. I happened to stumble upon a field of moss. It's growing everywhere, and when you step on it, you're kind of dive in, and you're like, it's tough. So I had to take my good old hiking poles out. It helps, but we're close to the road now. And my goal is to get to that road, show you the kind of moss I'm surrounded by. It's very beautiful. It's a bit challenging to walk through. Little situation here. That was okay at first with moss and everything, but now I'm in a situation where there's water everywhere. Might have to pick this one and learn from mistakes. Sometimes crossing a river might be hard, especially in Iceland. Water's cold and it's fast. You have to change your shoes into slippers or sandals, but it might be worth it because now I'm in the middle of the field trying to get out, and it's harder to go through and getting wet anyways.
After stumbling and hopping through a field of moss, dodging wetlands and farmers' fence lines, I finally found my way out. I climbed over a broken rusty fence and I was free. Slightly wet feet, I was finally on the ring road. Now, stay away from the fence lines if possible, but if you are lost and trying to find your way out, be careful when climbing the fence. The fence is not really high, but it can hurt you and damage your stuff. Also, watch out for the electric fences. I have seen a couple and they will shock you. Don't touch them or even pee on them. Stay away, look for the warning signs, and respect the farmlands. I was now on the road that was going to take me up north as per my plan before coming to Iceland. The road had a very narrow shoulder for walking, and I couldn't tell if cars were coming from behind me. I felt jammed in between the road edge and the farm fields. Just when I thought I was the only one here, I met a couple of bicycle tourists from Norway. They told me they landed here on a boat and they were gonna ride around the entire ring road. Wow, cool. I thought that was crazy and wonderful at the same time. Never met anyone doing this before. I could definitely see myself do this in the future. Even though it was a short conversation, these men have given me a bit of inspiration to keep hiking. Half a day went by. It was getting dark, I was getting cold and tired. Up the road, I noticed a couple of billboards. They read, Thingvellir National Park. It was up the road, and this was probably going to be my next stop. I kept doubting myself about hiking the ring road. Hiking the trails in the last couple of days was taking a lot more time than I was planning for. I needed to adjust my plans if I was going to make this work. I needed to start hitchhiking. And so I noticed there was a car stopping. A man came out to pick up a sign. I approached him and asked him for directions. He kindly told me that the park was about 10 minutes down the road. For me, that was about 1 hour hiking. So I kept talking and talking to him about random things, hoping he will offer me a ride. I never hitchhiked before, and so I was feeling uncomfortable asking. But this conversation was going nowhere. Kept building and building and building more pressure on myself until finally the words came out. Maybe you can give me a ride for a little bit, I said. The man smiled and told me to get in. And so he dropped me off at the Thingvellir campsite near the national park. I found some grass and I pitched my tent. It was a long day, but the amazing view surrounding the camp made it all worth it for me. This was a feeling of success. I was making progress. This was my first hitchhiking experience, and I was grateful. The next day, I decided to explore the park. This turned out a very known historic site.
This is where the two tectonic plates meet. When I say two, I mean the European and the North American. Great scenery, lots of people. Nobody wants to miss out on this. There you can see two of the tectonic plates side by side, and every year they'd actually move apart.
It lies in a split valley that marks the peak of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It's known to mark the boundary between the Euro-Asian and the North American tectonic plate. How cool is that? Every year, the two tectonic plates separate about 2.5 centimeters, and the gap between is filled by igneous rock that's actually made from lava. Lava that's been pushed up by magma from down below. But for Iceland, this area is actually known to mark a very historic national parliament, Althing. Yeah, back in the 930 AD. Now it's in Reykjavik, just about there. But this is where it used to be until 1798, a long time ago. I spent the whole day in the park, taking pictures, reading historical boards, hiking around. You can go dive in between the two tectonic plates, enjoy the Waterfalls waterfall, and don't miss the beautiful Thingvellir church. Back at the campsite, I met a couple of Canadians from back home, talked, shared stories, and spent the evening together. And so it turned out that they were driving down south, and they offered that I join them. At this point, it's been more than 3 days since I really talked to anyone. I was getting a little bit lonely. So the next morning, I decided to join them. At least for now. I paid $24 to pitch a tent for 2 nights. This included their showers, toilets, sinks, and picnic facility. That's about it. $12 a night was a bit pricey, but I got to use their showers, and I met some cool folks from Canada, and it's near the national park. It was well worth the price. And so I jumped in the car, and we were on our way to see some of the attractions. Our first stop was Waterfalls waterfall. The cool feature about this waterfall is that you can actually walk behind it. Just make sure you got your raincoat. Just beside it is Waterfalls, a hidden waterfall in a narrow canyon. Keep your eyes open, you don't want to miss it. Some call it the hidden wonder. Of course, we got a little bit wet, but that was all part of the plan anyways. Next was the mighty Skoga Falls. Close to the ring road, this waterfall was much bigger and you can climb to the top of it. This is a must-see, and be prepared to do a little bit of hiking. Do go ahead and go up there. You will feel like you have escaped the city, take some amazing photos, and you will have a good overview of the area below.
So we're walking back now to the Skoga Falls waterfall. Just so you know, just so you see how much there really is than just the waterfall itself.
Remember, what goes up must come down. After a bumpy ride up the hill, we arrived to the Thingvellir Lighthouse and the Thingvellir Viewpoint. From here, we could see the famous black sand beach. The scenery was getting better and better, and this is one of the places that I would definitely come back again. Down the hill we go to the famous Reynisfjara beach. This is probably one of the most visited areas in Iceland. Make sure you see the basaltic rock columns made from lava. see, basaltic lava is hotter and flows faster than any other forms of lava. And when basaltic lava cools, it forms seemingly perfect hexagonal forms, creating basalt rock.
Oh, you got water dripping just through the cracks of this rock. Very tough.
Warning, keep your eyes open for the waves here. People have died in this area because they got too close to the shore and have been pulled by the waves.
Oh, you see that? There you go. I didn't even see that coming. That wave came from nowhere.
The winds are strong and the current will pull you away. I literally had my sunglasses blown off my face. Luckily, I managed to catch them before the upcoming wave took them away. Our travels together were coming to an end, and my new friend has dropped me off at a little campsite in the town of Kirkjubay-Jarklauster. I was grateful for their company, but we had to split and go our separate ways.